Right, I'm here with Cathy Sexton, productivity expert. And Cathy, the other day we were having conversation and you talked about something that you called the natural productivity style. What is that? And why is it important to understand how to work within your natural productivity style?
Well, I think it's basically we have a natural style and adaptive style, and
Okay.
everybody's is unique. So it's not that I can change to be your style or you can change to
Okay.
be mine. It's how we are and how we're born and how basically
Similar
from
to
our
a
experience.
personality.
Yes. So it's based on, a lot of different things, but the main ones are, one is how do we make decisions?
Mm-hmm.
Are we a snap decision person, or do we have to contemplate and think about things,
Okay.
or do we let other people lead and we just, back them up? It's how we interact with socially with people.
Okay.
So I'm an extrovert, so long term with lots of people, that's zapping my energy. Somebody else gains energy by being around a lot of
Okay.
people.
Sure.
And then the way we pace ourselves and our environment, somebody might be very spontaneous, always want to, no planning, and then somebody else is going to be maybe a whole lot rigid on the other end of that spectrum. And then it's how detailed we are and how process oriented we are. There are some people that aren't at all, and there are other people, think of accounting people, they really are very detailed,
Sure.
number oriented. So, on the scales, you can be anywhere, but the problem with the productivity is understanding where you are and that it's natural
Yes.
will eliminate stress. Because when
Okay.
we are working out of our natural style, it's usually when somebody's having us do it their way instead of our way.
The proverbial round peg in the square hole.
Correct. Or think I had an employee who worked for me for 3 years, did an excellent job. She learned the job excellent. She did a fantastic job. But after that 3rd year, things just started going downhill. Eventually she hated what she was doing.
Oh no.
So it causes burnout.
Sure.
If we're not working naturally, it's going to cause burnout, stress, frustration. That's why people leave jobs, a lot of different, and health issues that I've had basically doing things that are not natural for us.
Okay.
So it's really important to understand what your style is and to stay as true to yourself and authentic to yourself as you possibly can.
I think for some people, you're maybe answering the question, am I crazy or what's happening? I think maybe what some people are experiencing, the distress in their work, is that they, without realizing it, are working outside of their natural productivity style.
Correct. And it's one thing for you to think about. It's not what I should do, but what I will do. What works for me, and thinking about. And a lot of people will adjust because someone has told them, well, you should do it this way, and then they do it, and they feel like they have to do it that way instead of really looking
Yes.
at what works best for me. And the way I think everybody's job environment, everybody's job that they have is totally different.
Yes.
So we need to take that into consideration.
And so for a business owner, this has implications for themselves personally as they work through questions about how do I lead, how do I manage with my style, how do I lead, how do I manage, how do I perform my day-to-day functions as a business owner, but also how then do I hire people, how do I arrange work groups. So the implications about the natural productivity style are pretty enormous if you think about it.
They really are, and it is so important. Once my clients learn this, that's the first thing they want to do is really assess the people that they're going to interview and make sure they're going to work in that position that they're
Yes.
hiring for, and that it's going to complement. And a small business owner is wearing a lot of too many hats.
Yes.
And so, we have to go outside that box some, but it's a perfect thing to look at when you need to start offloading. Am I working on my strengths?
Yes.
And then having somebody else pick up the weaknesses.
Yeah, I noticed how helpful it was for me to outsource some things to somebody else, and some of it was that I tell you that's just too much detail in that particular thing. It's just too much detail, and you talk about it's not just what you should do, but what you will do. And you know what?
Correct.
I wasn't doing it. So I outsourced it. Now it is getting done.
Right.
So that's the natural productivity style, and I can see how understanding this and paying attention to it and working within our natural productivity style is really critical to our success.
Definitely, definitely.
Cathy, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.